How did a single spark incinerate my hometown?
It just goes and goes and goes.
The worst natural disaster
From house to house.
that our city has ever experienced.
Apocalyptic
Check.
destruction.
I watched outsiders try to squeeze our suffering into their simple little stories. This was climate change.
Climate change. Climate change.
Climate change is a key factor.
This was an absent mayor.
Felt absolutely terrible not being here for my city.
Diplomatic mission to Ghana.
This was the laws of nature.
This is the laws of nature. This is certainly the laws of fire.
This was diversity, equity, and inclusion.
It's DEI scrubbing white people from the fire department.
Going to be doing a little bit something different today, covering end of year stories for the year 2025. Starting off with the fires, I was in Mexico January of this year when all of this took place. This video came out a couple days ago, has a couple 100,000 views.
These are distractions. We'll see how people with power really accelerated this apocalypse. And then we'll see the day no one saw, the second day of the fire.
I don't know how to say it. There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there. No firefighters there.
There was just no resources here. That's the crazy. I mean, honestly, I did not see a single fucking truck here.
The day the Palisades was abandoned to burn. The Palisades has perfect weather.
In August of 2024, I visited a town right next to the Palisades.
A 70
Right here. I think this is called Torrance, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. All of this burned down. Very little construction has been going back up. Adam Carolla has been making YouTube videos about the Pacific Palisades fires and how much it's going to cost to reconstruct these homes that were built on the cliffside just to get the foundation for earthquake proofing next to the water is upwards of $6 million, and you have to drill an absurd amount of feet to have cement anchors into the to the shoreline. A lot of it doesn't make sense because there's homes that have been there for over 50 years that have been through hundreds of earthquakes, and those weren't retrofitted.
degree breeze off the ocean all year round. Growing up there, the only sign it was winter was when I felt the warm power of the Santa Ana winds. The Santa Anas are desert air accelerated through the mountains as they sweep to the sea. And on January 6th, the day before the fire, they'd been supercharged by a jet stream.
We were talking winds potentially of 100 miles an hour.
The National Weather Service issues a red flag warning of extreme fire risk. The devil winds are coming. The Santa Anas once turned a single lit cigarette into a 13-mile firestorm that wiped out half of Malibu.
It's the butterfly
We're going
effect.
to see these winds increasing tonight and peaking by tomorrow morning.
Los Angeles prepares by sending extra fire trucks across the city.
Pre-deployed personnel were strategically placed in wildfire-prone areas across the entire city.
The Palisades is nested against a mountain range filled with fuel, making it, officially, a region of maximum fire risk. It does not receive a single extra engine.
The Palisades. It's just so.
On day one,
The Palisades, some of the most expensive real estate in California, doesn't receive an extra fire engine the day the winds are amplified. I think that police chief got fired shortly after.
January 7th, the fire is first spotted by Palisades resident Alan Feld.
And I'll never forget it. We see like black and orange smoke like billowing up from that hilltop right there.
That's where it all started, eh?
And we just reported it.
10:29 a.m. Alan calls in the fire.
I was flying out to Mexico as this was taking place. I get to Mex and turn my phone on, and then I see Los Angeles on fire.
And we stayed here probably 15 minutes. At that point, I said, gotta get back to my daughter who's in the house. She probably has no idea what's going on. So it wasn't even that bad yet. You could see the flames really just on that peak. Just, they really hadn't spread that much yet. And as you can imagine, the topic of conversation is, how long do you think it could take them? Nothing. No sound, no siren. Keep looking back and seeing the smoke getting thicker and thicker. And, you know, something's really wrong. I mean, they should have been up here by now. So right around here, we start hearing sirens. And then we see 4 vehicles. It says 69 on it. So the first thing I said to my friend was, wait a minute, that's not from our local fire station.
Uh-oh.
Alan saw Station 69, which is 6 miles from the origin of the fire. The Palisades has another station, Station 23.
Michael Jordan.
It's 1.2 miles from the origin. Station 23 was apparently on the beach doing training and missed the call.
Oh my God.
It has to travel all the way to 69. Around 22 minutes elapse before the first engine shows up.
It's the kind of thing what could have been.
22 minutes and it changes the course of history. You guys ever see the movie Butterfly Effect on how small actions can snowball / domino into the most biggest catastrophe of all time? This is an example of the butterfly effect. 22 minutes after you call for a fire truck in Los Angeles, when the winds are jet powered essentially, and it takes 22 minutes to put out a fire, could have changed the course of history.
If they were here quickly, and they just weren't.
Basically, this is started up here in 23's district, but it is pushing directly towards Palisades, and this thing's got a wide path of travel already. Currently, it's a 10-acre brush fire, heavy fuel on top of a ridge line.
The fire travels down these hills, and at 11:30 a.m., it makes first contact with the perimeter of the Palisades.
Where are we right now?
We're in the front lawn of my house, which probably should have burned down on the 7th of January. So everything to the left, to the right, and below us and above us has burned. Didn't happen here.
Wow.
And I coughed that up to the brush clearance on this particular piece of land. If you look at the vast hillside around us, a good chunk of that is owned by the state. the state doesn't clear its own brushland. That's not their policy. They say that it has something to do with the ecology of the brush, like the snails and the squirrels that feed off of that brush.
This brush is called chaparral, ancient shrubs evolutionarily engineered to burn.
What?
They survive with a deep root system and
Oh.
regrow with the unlocked nutrients.
That's right. Sometimes
The Los Angeles
I remember in elementary school when they said in order for you to grow, you need to burn, do some controlled burns, and I never understood that. So this is engineered, this brush, to essentially be fuel for megafires.
Fire Department had repeatedly issued citations to the state for not clearing its own land. They've been uniformly ignored. Residents had to apply for a permit to clear it themselves.
This expanse was cleared. This is all chaparral.
Chapachu.
So just like the fire fizzled out and didn't keep going. And that was it. We were saved.
Oh man. If you're up here, get out of here, including myself.
Like it was popping around different places. I thought, that's strange. I've never seen that before. I think it was about 2 o'clock that we got the notice to get out now. We had a discussion about our cats, and my husband said the only way that the cats wouldn't be okay is if all of the Palisades burned down. And we both looked at each other and went, yeah, of course that's not going to happen. It's all the way across Sunset. Of course it's not going to come across Sunset. I left 4 days of food out and lots of water. It's doubtful.
Oh, man.
I mean, seriously doubtful, but I don't want to take the flyer down.
That's sad.
Around 4 p.m., the fire jumps Sunset Boulevard. Strong winds ground air support.
Due to wind conditions, all air resources are going to be clearing the incident. Copies, aircraft shut down.
The Palisades can now be consumed whole.
It looks like a war zone.
At 4:45 p.m., one of the town's 3 water tanks runs dry.
And all the hydrants up here are dead. We're working on trying to find water for them.
At 8:30,
It's like the worst case scenario. Truck takes 22 minutes to get to the fire. They run out of one of the reservoirs runs out of water on day 1. 8:30 p.m.
the second runs dry.
So we have no water. There's nothing we can do at our location.
And at 3 a.m., the third and final goes dry.
We unfortunately have no water in the fire hydrants. We're completely tapped out.
City officials later claim the hydrants simply aren't built to fight wildfires.
That's fucking stupid.
The hydrant system. They are not designed to fight wildfires. This is a known fact.
Fire hydrants are not made to fight multiple houses.
Look at that smug face. Shake my head.
The fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation.
But the hydrants never broke. They simply ran out. The Palisades has a reservoir, the San Ynez, built in 1965 explicitly to increase fire protection. The tanks hold 1 million gallons each. San Ynez holds 115 million. In 2012, officials put a rubber cover on it to keep out trash and animal droppings. In February 2024, inspectors noticed a rip in the cover. Official city policy prohibits draining the reservoir unless a technically feasible alternative can be found.
Oh my God.
It's drained anyway.
It's
6 months later, authorities contracted to have the cover fixed.
that's
San Ynez is empty the day of the fire.
of course it's empty and there's no water in the fire hydrants. The truck took 20 minutes to get to the initial call. This is a recipe for the largest natural disaster in California history.
Around midnight, on the corner of Las Casas and Chattanooga, a firefighter is staring at a house just starting to burn. The wooden fence, water heater, and air conditioning unit are on fire.
What?
He says he only has 200 gallons left in the tank in his truck. That house is saved. 2 doors down, my childhood home.
Oh no.
Where are we right now? My home?
Oh, this sucks.
I'm strong. It's not happening. You were about 2 years old, and Rocky was 2 months old when we moved in here. Your dad found someone better.
Oh no. Don't say that.
Still owed him several $100,000. When on the weekends I didn't have you, I'd go and work at California Hospital all weekend so that I could pay off the rest of the house and keep the house because I wanted to stay here.
Could that water have saved this place?
Yeah, man. 5 different decisions could have saved your house, bro.
And to the
6
my
months.
piano was just a
Took 6 months to get a contractor to fix the repair of this San Ynez reservoir. When it's explicitly stated not to drain the reservoir unless there was a feasible alternative. No, Los Angeles, let's just dump all the water out.
right.
Wait 6 months to contract someone to fix the rip in the plastic so there's no bird droppings.
Sorry.
5 a.m., January 8th, the second day of the fire. Residents start sneaking back into the Palisades.
But we're trying to get to our house. Rumor has it our house is burned to the ground.
Yeah, I am going to my house. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, God.
No, that sucks.
And they notice that they've been abandoned.
Where are the firefighters here?
Dude, the response is so fucking minimal.
Where are they? No firefighters at that fire right now. 0. And it's a huge fire.
One by one, the homes are burning above us. There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there. No firefighters there.
Holy shit. I mean, it's fully fucking, yeah, exactly.
I didn't see a single soul. There was just no resources here. That's the crazy. I mean, honestly, there did not see a single fucking truck here.
An abandoned.
Shane, what do you think about the fires in Los Angeles? You know, I've been covering this video for 15 minutes now. The response time for the engine truck to get to the initial call took 22 minutes. A mile and a half away, the reservoir that held 100 million gallons of water was completely dry. It took 6 months for the city of Los Angeles to, this was a planned event. Even the water being empty. Yeah, the Santa Ana winds. No, you can't really plan the Santa Ana winds. That's the difficult part. Let's get back to it.
In town that's still filled with water. An obvious weapon, and it's what residents use to try to save themselves.
I went to one of the checkpoints and I noticed there was one cop car there, and the guy walked up to, my car in order to ask me, where I was trying to go, and I said home, and he's like, I can't let you go, and I was like, well, you're gonna have to arrest me, and I just drove through.
Yeah, man, I would do the same.
We linked up around 8 a.m. Very much felt like, hey, it's gonna be okay, man. We're gonna get through this. Like, I'm in this with you.
We started driving around and we'd go, there's one.
There'd be a fence on fire. There'd be a bush on fire in front of the house. Wes started to go to the pool and he would pass me the buckets from one section to another. We saved houses, doing everything we could. I mean, there's a house I'll never forget, up on Charmel.
Yep.
And the fence was on fire, and Wes and I were there for an hour and a half, dragging buckets back and forth, throwing it against the fence. We drove around. We couldn't find a single firefighter. And, by the time we got back to the house, it was gone. So if there was a firefighter that was there, that knew what they were doing, guarantee you they could have saved that house. And I bet you there were hundreds of other houses that were just like that.
Where were the firefighters at?
Los Angeles had been flooded with fire crews.
And we have 3,235 firefighting personnel assigned to the incident.
We have folks here from even Canada and Mexico helping us fight the fire.
We are doing all that we can to contain this fire.
Many had been funneled outside.
Man, we had firefighters from Mexico, from Mexico. We had firefighters from Canada. But you know where the mayor of Los Angeles was? She was in Ghana.
The Palisades to the outer rim of the fire. But dozens of trucks are stationed on the beach next to the Palisades for a press conference.
We want everybody to know that the city is well prepared and has a tremendous emergency management infrastructure.
Another dozen are parked in its southwest corner.
They're all parked here for some reason, where there's no flames. They're also hooked up to the municipal water here. These houses aren't on fire. I don't see any flames.
And all LA County fire trucks come equipped with a device called an eductor, which can be used to fill truck tanks with standing water.
See that water down the end of the street? We're going to set up an eductor operation just like we practiced.
Oh my gosh, the irony. The fucking irony. Are you kidding me? They're showing the Pacific Palisades fire crew using the eductor.
Stop right here.
Engine 23, ready for water.
And the streets of the Palisades are empty.
When they were telling you to leave, did you leave?
No. I don't like to be told what to do, I guess, or something like that.
That's why does every old person obey
Somebody has to be there
what
to
they're
put out the little
being told
tiny
what to do
fires.
with natural disasters? It's like
I
they have
slept in the church.
like old people we'll sit through a hurricane and be like, I sat through 15 hurricanes in my life. This one's not going to get me. R.I.P.
Slept for a couple hours and then went back out and looked around to see what was happening. The Chase Bank building was burning. I was there when it started. There was a little fire up on the roof. The mayor and the governor were in the middle of town doing a news conference. And in the background, you see the Chase Bank building burning to the ground. They weren't doing anything. The whole thing just burned right to the ground with the mayor and the governor within a block of the place. Well, the Methodist Church on Via de la Paz, it was probably close to 100 years old.
This town was founded by Methodists with utopian dreams. They'd come to the sea not for money or fame
Josue's
or
from
power,
Southern
but to
California.
establish a Christian camp, sermons.
Let me know what you thought about the fires, brother. We're watching a video that dropped 2 days ago regarding the sort of timeline of the Pacific Palisades fire.
And games in the most beautiful place on God's green earth. In 1938, they built this church. It's where I went to preschool. And on day 2, its tower catches fire. A fire truck.
Man, you put some... I'm like getting a little emotional just watching these videos. And I'm not from Los Angeles, but
burned down on day 2.
you put some music, some sad music.
You'd think that they would have made some sort of effort to try to save this neighborhood and others. And they didn't come. My neighbor across the street, he came back on day 2. He saw that there was fires breaking out. My understanding is that he went back and told the firefighters who were on the beach, and he said they were eating breakfast burritos and had been told to stand down, and they didn't come.
Breakfast burritos.
This is our neighbor here who was a school teacher. You can see. This is a fancy pot my wife just got.
What are you gonna do with that stuff?
We're gonna throw it away.
The people with power over the Palisades failed to respect this land. They
failed almost intentionally. Shane, let me know why you think that it was a planned event. The reservoir was dry. The fire truck took 20 minutes to get to the initial call. Firefighters are not going to any of these neighborhoods.
to respect nature's violence. Their failures fueled the fire. And as night turned to morning, with the Palisades still burning, the people with power made a decision. Not incompetence, not an inevitability, but a conscious decision to give up. They leave my city,
Damn.
childhood, in ruins, and then brag about how quickly they'll rebuild it.
One of the fastest recoveries in our state history.
This has been the fastest fire recovery
That's cap.
in modern history.
No.
There's no construction going on. It cost $6 million to get
We are doing the fastest debris removal of
earthquake proofing.
of anywhere in the nation. I think they're trying to forget. Well, hold it. No, stop. Let's figure out what happened here. Why was no one fighting fires?
And I remember flying back from Mexico and seeing the devastation from the airplane. When I was in the middle aisle,
the city say when
middle
people like
seat,
you
and I
pass
was
on
still
the
looking over,
question?
trying to get a peep through the window.
It's under investigation.
Yeah. Like I said, in 24, I was near Torrance, California. Jackie, what do you think of the fires that happened in Los Angeles January of this year? Do you have any thoughts on it? Watched a video, how many mistakes Los Angeles made. The reservoir was empty. Firefighters were not showing up. The mayor was in Ghana. They just let it almost seemed like they let stuff burn on purpose. Let me know what you think about the fires, though, Josue. Because you're from down there, like, did it affect the air quality? Have you seen any construction going on? Adam Carolla, he's been doing some content regarding the fires. Pull up some of his stuff.
All this out of here and excavate it, dump truck it out here. Why don't we just sink a couple of caissons and freshen it up a little and build from there? I would be fighting very hard. So then I would hire some certified geologist, concrete tester. They'll take a core of it. They will do a hole saw, a coring rig, and they will core into it and they will pull a sample out and they will take different samples and they'll bring it back to the lab and they'll put it in a crushing machine. It's a machine that tests the strength of the concrete. It was also the name of the porn star who was banging P. Diddy's girlfriend. But this is a different situation. Let's not.
He's talking about Cassie.
There.
Holy shit.
Then I would make the argument to the city.
Do you guys know that Adam Carolla was a boxing coach and amateur boxer, construction worker before he was holding mitts for someone, a famous celebrity. Might have been Howard Stern. Fuck, I can't remember the name. But he was holding mitts for a celebrity in Los Angeles and they gave him a spot to talk about boxing on the radio show. They liked his voice. They liked how passionate he was about boxing, how he knew the sport. He then started I think a show with Joe Rogan and sort of that's how he got his career into entertainment, through boxing, oddly enough.
That, hey, this is pretty good. We can work with this. We don't have to blow it all out. And then the city would go, yeah, take it out anyway. And then they would go eat their lunch and they'd never think about it again. And that's why this town's a piece of shit. This is Gaihansu. It's an ancient Chinese god.
That's what I'm going to pull up next is all the insurance frauds and claims that, insurance claims that have not been paid out still.
It's the god of fortune and good luck. All right. Mine looks like it's off.
It's 125, so all I got to do is flip it, and I'm going to get a fresh pot of coffee. Well, that seems easy. I'm fine. Oh, little genie. Don't fail me, little genie. Fuck. Hold on. The breakers. I had the breakers off.
Josue says there hadn't been fires in that area for over 20 years. The insurance were renewing policies. In many cases, they did take fire protection, but if you already had it in the policies, you were able to keep it. Yeah. Those fires were intense. Gonna pull up some recent stuff about insurance claims not being. Yeah, can watch this. Okay.
More than 4 months after those devastating wildfires broke out in Southern California, homeowners are being hit again in their wallets.
Insurance premiums are going up to cover payouts, though some homeowners say they're still waiting for checks. Jonathan Bigliotti covered the fires and now the recovery.
Kelsey Zamet's Altadena home is still standing, but she, her husband, and 2 daughters have yet to return to it since escaping the Eaton fire nearly 5 months ago.
It's not safe to be here. There's no timeline of return. There's this snapshot of life that stopped that night. It's not safe to be here. There's no timeline of return. There's this snapshot of
Nick covers almost everything we saw. Not only can you see it, you can smell it.
It's not a smoky smell, it's like chemical. It's almost like
agree.
a battery burning.
Zamet has been a State Farm customer for over 14 years, never missed.
It's fucked up. 14 years as a customer, you pay your insurance bill every single month or every year. The rates go up, the coverage dwindles, yet 4 months after your house burns down or is affected, you're not getting paid out. So how do you expect to pay contractors to get any of the cleanup started, right? Like contractors sometimes ask for 20 to 50%. I can imagine in this case, a lot of the contractors were asking for money up front, and they were doing that because there was so much work around, and there was no contractor, a scarcity of contractors, right? Everybody needs their house cleaned up. So you want to start building back up your property if it burned down, but you can't because you have your insurance claim 4 months waiting on the line.
Missing a payment, but she's still waiting for the company to pay her what she says she's covered for, including testing and alternative housing.
We personally are out of pocket about $119,000 to date.
That is absurd. In 4 months, $119,000.
And I think rough estimates, we recovered about $60,000 from State Farm.
And now her rate is going up. Starting this month, all renewing California homeowner policies under State Farm will increase by 17%. More than 1 million policyholders will be impacted over the next year.
It's honestly, I think, extremely tone deaf. It feels like being kicked when you're down.
State Farm has defended the increase, citing rising costs of construction, inflation, and the growing risk of wildfires fueled by climate change. raise rates even further later this year.
If State Farm had satisfied the terms of the policy, would you be more open to paying that adjusted inflated rate?
I think so. But when you're not getting what you need under the policy that you paid dutifully, it feels extremely unfair.
And we reached out to State Farm multiple times for an interview request. On our reporting, we have not heard back regarding the rate hike, and we have done the math. It translates to an average increase of about $600 per household per year, thousands of dollars more for some households.
Okay, Jonathan Vigliotti on the recovery in Southern California. Thanks.
Yeah, like she said, it's frustrating. You enter an agreement, you pay your insurance for 14 years. You're a loyal customer. She mentioned something about the insurance rate hike going up by like 17% and it being tone deaf. It's a monopoly at that point. It's like you need insurance. You're not going to risk your asset in not having it insured. You're going to pay for insurance, and the coverage is going to dwindle.
In the Pacific Palisades, this devastated community now rebuilding after the Los Angeles fires. That sound of construction, a sign of light at the end of the tunnel.
Is it hard to come back?
Yeah. And yet, 9 months later, many families whose homes are still standing remain stuck in limbo.
It's like a catastrophe on top of a catastrophe, and it shouldn't be that way.
Cow. For Ian Hardcastle, his wife, and 2 young children who have been living in a rental, their home is still just frozen in time since January 7th. The reason, a costly, months-long battle with their insurance company, the California Fair Plan, over smoke damage.
How much would you say you're out of pocket at this point?
At this point, close to 6 figures. We haven't even started the work.
What if you don't have any money? Like, that's what I immediately go to. I don't think about this rich white motherfucker that has $100,000 to spend. What about the people that are just making it enough that lost their homes? I know that was a really rich neighborhood, and that's why it got so much media coverage. I mean, not only being the most costly natural disaster in California history, I think in the history of the United States. But back to my point about what if you don't have $100,000, but you were paying your insurance, and it's 4 months since you've been unhoused. I don't know. It's sort of frustrating.
The number will skyrocket.
Unlike houses that burned down, homes that survived are often left with a murkier claims process. While it may look fine on the surface, experts and homeowners are concerned about what toxins seeped into these homes, whether they can be cleaned up or if they'll pose an invisible health risk. Earlier this year, we were there when the Hardcastles had their home professionally tested by a certified industrial hygienist.
Okay, so these hygienists have been testing for fire emissions in the air, carcinogens, gases, because it's not just about this visible ash that we see here around the home. It's also about the toxins that we can't see.
The Hardcastles say the Fair Plan denied their request for reimbursement of the hygienic testing they had done. Those results found the fire damage is serious and extensive, based on the presence of cyanide, lithium, lead, chromium, and numerous other carcinogens and contaminants caused by the Palisades fire. Based on that report, the Hardcastle's contractor recommended taking the home down to the studs, estimated to cost nearly $1.6 million.
So take out anything that's porous, cabinets, countertops, drywall, insulation.
When we first met the Hardcastles, the fair plan had sent them an initial estimate for remediation of about $1,800, an amount that fell within their deductible. Now, 7 months after our first story aired, following numerous denial letters and the Hardcastles retaining a lawyer, the fair plan recently increased its offering to around $390,000. Still, less than a quarter of what they say they need to fix their home. The fair plan says it's not unusual for a policyholder to point out additional damage or to ask for a reinspection.
Anything that saves it money, it will take that position.
Attorney Dylan Schaffer.
Okay.
If you drive just a few miles from the Golden Gate Bridge or Lombard Street, you'll end up in one of the world's biggest open-air drug markets.
Yeah, in.
You can spend $2 and get high for 4 hours. This is the largest open-air drug market in like just 70 years.
This is the Tenderloin, a notorious neighborhood right in the heart of San Francisco.
I'm gonna bike to this neighborhood today. I'll put up a video. It's not this bad. I mean, some streets are actually fucking really bad.
What we saw and learned amazed us at almost every turn.
Opioid abuse in the United States is at epidemic levels.
This epidemic is a national health emergency.
We've only been out here with the fire department for about 10 minutes. This is already the second call out of the day for overdose.
Opioids. The scale of the opioid epidemic in the U.S. is difficult to fathom. Last year, fentanyl was the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 45. And since 1999, opioids have killed more Americans than World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, and Iraq War combined. And the Tenderloin in San Francisco is one of the epidemic's deadliest battlefields.
I'm surprised you guys are here.
Really?
You guys are white. Max. He looks like a effing Max. You guys are not from here.
No.
Like right here, this is the I would recommend if you guys are actually just visiting, stay away from, this is called the Tenderloin.
Yeah.
Because noobs are pretty much just fresh meat.
I've never been anywhere in the country, none of the hoods we've been to, where people have been so hostile to cameras. I think everyone's sensitive to all the YouTubers who come here and make content. Everyone we've gone up to is like, why do you have a camera? Why do you have a camera?
It's because you look suspicious as hell, man. That's not because you have a camera. I can go there today. I can go there today with the camera, but this guy's just looking super sus. Obviously, did not grow up in the hood. I'm just a white guy. I don't know why people are looking at me funny because I'm shoving a camera in your face.
Can we interview you? I've already been on cops. You've been on that?
I mean, I've lived here for 15 years and I lived in San Francisco for 50.
Shit, I'm about to go for a bike ride right now after this.
You're not Trump or conservative organization in any way?
Not at all.
What do you want to do? Interview me?
We interview people all over. We want to know how it's changed. We want to know what the media shows about this place.
Football plan a week ago.
They do curve it?
Yeah.
Well.
You can't sleep on it. Oh. No, they managed to do it though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen some people dozing off right now.
Yeah.
People openly shot up next to us. We walked over needles and feces on every street, and cops drove by without stopping.
Our police department, they 9 to 5. They go home at 5 o'clock. Crime stops at 5 o'clock. Crime starts at 5 o'clock. They got their Starbucks and their eyes are straight in the car, and you could, hey, they won't even look. And I agree with, they weren't hired to do this. If you take those little cars away, I could close my eyes, open my eyes, I wouldn't know if it's now or 1985.
So it's been like this?
Yeah, been like this 70 years.
Vice Squad Officers Dave Robinson and Bob Brodnick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a bike ride later on today, but Let's pull up some Anthony Joshua stuff. How's he doing?
Picks. And the caption is injured but conscious. Joshua remains hospitalized with the prayer emoji. With the visit of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria's first mandate, the Brit is recovering favorably from the brutal accident he suffered yesterday. He said, "I have spoken with AJ to personally express my condolences on the passing of his two close friends, Kevin Latif Ayodele and Sina Gami. Okay. In the recent accident, I wished him a speedy and full recovery and prayed with him. AJ assured me he's getting the best care possible. I also talked to his mom and prayed for her. So deeply appreciate the call. Governor Dapu, who was with them in the hospital, assured me that he will do all he can do possibly to ensure AJ gets the best care. May God strengthen the family and grant rest to souls of the departed," Tinubu said. Let me counterpunch. It looks like Nigeria is doing everything that they possibly can do, bringing the governor down, and, everybody's there for his aid, and you can see AJ in those pictures, man. He just, I think the PR, not front, but even, he's totally pragmatic. I mean, you don't see smiles or anything, and you shouldn't.
Anthony Joshua is never fighting again. I mean, your back is messed up. You lost your two friends. You just made $100 million. And more than anything, you're the survivor. The craziest thing to me, when I'm watching this, it's a little sad to see this guy right here in the gray shirt. He's gonna stick a phone right up in Anthony Joshua's face. Like, have some common decency. You just lost your two friends. Don't stick. The fact that Anthony was able to walk. What the fuck? Ah. Where's the ambulance? They just put him in another. Dude. Look at this. Your two friends. Look at these people. I mean, I don't blame them. Like, they never see a megastar in Africa come back. And when they do, you are going to pull your phone out. This is fucked up. This is the type of shit you don't like to see. I mean, this, what is this, like clickbait?
Personal trainer in Latif. Now, before I go any further, I would just like to address this. For the scumbag who actually posted the aftermath of the crash showing these two gentlemen laid out deceased.
Yeah, there's been people saying that there's a video of essentially a guy with no head. I mean, look at that. The fact that Joshua was able to walk out of that, like he stepped over a 4-foot like cement piece. His back seems to be okay. He's had minor injuries. What a miracle.
With one of their tops gone, completely gone. I mean, the roof was gone, missing, absent. You ought to be ashamed of your damn self. You really should be. I cannot believe that we have so many cruel people in the world today that are just looking for engagement, clicks and views, and things of that nature. They don't care about the families that are involved. Somebody family member came across that video and saw their loved ones sprawled out dead like that. But still, you wanted to post it thinking that it would garner some attention, maybe some likes, maybe some views, maybe some followers and things of that nature. You're deplorable to the 10th power. Now, I know just a few days ago when I did the video talking about the fake UPS delivery guys that dressed up to rob that family, and what they did to the family in front of the kids was the most gruesome thing that I've ever saw in my life. This takes the cake. This takes the cake right here. So I advise anybody, don't go looking for the video. I didn't expect to see that. I clicked on the video because they were showing Anthony Joshua. I did not expect them to go and take their cell phone and zoom in on the two deceased men that were laying on the ground. Again, let me reiterate, with one of their tops completely gone. But anyway, I want to turn your attention to this news clip and then I'll be back.
British Olympic boxer Anthony Joshua has been involved in a fatal car crash on a notorious highway in Nigeria. Just days after he beat YouTuber Jake Paul in a multi-million-dollar fight, he was pulled from the wreckage uninjured, while two of his friends were killed.
Injured but alive. The British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is pulled from the wreckage moments after a horror highway crash. The 36-year-old was a passenger in the back of this Lexus SUV when it lost control, smashing into a truck parked on the side of a Nigerian highway. Two of his close friends and team members were killed at the scene. NRL great and boxer Sonny Bill Williams among those paying tribute to Latif Ayadel, a personal trainer, an old friend of Joshua's. This video of the pair playing table tennis shared just hours before the crash. Longtime strength and conditioning coach Sina Gami also killed. He was by Joshua's side for this victory just 10 days ago. Taking on YouTuber Jake Paul in a multi-million-dollar fight in Miami. His one-time rival sharing these posts in the wake of the crash. Life is so much more important than boxing. R.I.P. Sina Gami and Kevin Latif Ayadel. My thoughts and prayers are with their families and friends and AJ. The trio often travelled and trained together. They were previously in Nigeria in April. The gold medal winning boxer in Africa this time to visit family over the holidays. A relative telling local media they're in shock but are ever so thankful he's alive. Amber Canine, 9 News.
All right, so we just heard all of that, and it was a quick recap as it pertains to the horrific car crash that took place in Nigeria involving Anthony Joshua and his close friends. And the one thing that I noticed is that everyone had their phones jacked up in Anthony Joshua's face. And
That's what I'm saying. But you can't really blame anybody. It's like society today, right? Like the first thing to do, including something that I may do, is pull out my phone. We're also so desensitized to also the sorts of things like here we have the Mexican one comment that's some live leak shit that is deplorable actions uploading that shit, but that is, you know, worse stuff has been on the internet before. I can't really handle that stuff anymore. I cringe.
And I'm just thinking like, yo, bro, what you're doing right now is not conducive to what Anthony Joshua needs right now. This man is on video saying that he needed medical attention, and they're so starstruck and they're so worried
Look at
about.
This is like 6 inches from your face.
And focused on getting footage of Anthony Joshua and his friends deceased on the ground, that it's not even making sense to what this brother is asking them to do for him at that particular point in time. It's just sad. Now, although I do know that the resources in Nigeria are limited, so to speak, you can still show a heightened level of attentiveness coupled with a strong sense of urgency to help put Anthony in a position to receive accelerated medical assistance. You know what I'm saying? Now, while I'm speaking on the lack of resources that exist in Nigeria, I want you guys to take a look at this clip right here, and then I'll be back.
Anthony Joshua's accident in Lagos, Nigeria should act as a reminder for Africans in the diaspora to stop fantasizing about Africa. What you saw in that video where you had an accident, people got brains crushed out, they're lying on the road, and there is no paramedics, no emergency support, that is the reality of what most people have to live by. Majority of Africa is like that. Someone got an accident and people are just praying for him, telling him he's not going to die. And there is nobody there seriously to help. These are, for the most part, dysfunctional countries. And this is left a long time ago and try to create a life elsewhere where you're now based. So if you're going to go to Africa, dirty December, sure, have fun. But just remember, if something goes wrong, you're on your own, there is no support, and you would easily imagine if Anthony Joshua had only 30 minutes to leave, that if he didn't get support within 30 minutes, he would lose his life. Well, would probably lose him by now, because you saw in that video there was nothing. It's just the guy's traumatized and people just got cell phones outside in his face and just screaming and making all this, making a lot of noise. It's crazy. So when you make all this money that you're making, and you have all these fantasies about the motherland and Africa and so on, man, look, you don't have to do it. Go elsewhere. Go to Dubai, bro. Go somewhere else where you'll be safe, you'll be taken care of, and if something goes wrong.
You don't want to go anywhere else. You want to go to where you're from. You know, I didn't know if he grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, but he definitely goes back. And if he feels a sense of home, let him be. Like, don't judge a man because of the actions he wants to do. He wants to go back and show some love. Why go to Dubai? So you can have some rich oligarchs throw some money at you and you can be invited over to have fancy dinners. You want to be with your people. And I feel that 100%. I'm going back to Mex on the 6th, and there's like no better feeling than that fresh food from the motherland. You know, like the air is different, the vibe's different, people treat you different. You want to get away from the United States. You fought in Florida. You want to go back home, share some of your money with your African brothers, take a vacation. You know, as a Latino, I can relate. going to Mexico in December, January, the vibe is so different than it is here in the States. It's so much more relaxing. The pace of life is different. You know, Anthony Joshua is a UK guy, and he sort of spends his time all over the world. What if he wants to kind of just go to Africa and hide out? For whatever reason, don't listen to this guy and say, go to Dubai. I mean, you are going to take risk in life, right? You're just stepping inside of the ring. I will say this. He did look concussed in that video. I'm trying to like analyze his face, and he does look concussed. It doesn't look like he knows that he'd lost his two best friends at that point.
There is actually systems at work to protect you and to help you. I know the fantasies are so big, so real in a lot of people's heads, and I like going to Africa myself. I love it. But don't go with these fantasies that a lot of people have. It's just not realistic. And when Trump comes out and say, oh, these are all shithole countries, that is true. Even though a lot of Africans don't like to hear this and they hate him for it, that video is proof. In what functional society would have that kind of scenario happens? So stop fantasizing and get real. If you're going to go to Dirty December, just remember, you're on your own.
All right, so we just heard all of that. I did not know that it was that terrible over there as far as the infrastructure and also the resources. It is horrible, and you have fellow Africans saying the same thing.
That's the case in any country outside of like the US and the UK, major cities, right? The resources are very limited. And how do you direct traffic? How do people understand to get out of the way when the ambulance looks like to be the same size of any other car, right? So those are things that YouTube video brought up. Like, what if you did have only 30 minutes to get out of that car accident scene? There's no one there to direct traffic. You did see some people in military uniforms, but I didn't see any military vehicle. They pulled up in a black Lexus like the one that they crashed in. I didn't even see the vehicle. Where is the driver? I haven't seen anything about the driver in the first place. You know, and it's a crazy stat when it comes to car accidents. Like, the driver's going to do whatever they can instinctually to react and save themselves. So if, you know, the passenger side was going to collide with the car, the driver's doing everything he can to protect himself. All Anthony Joshua, it's a miracle that he's alive and being able to walk out of that car accident.
And so when we look at the motherland for refuge or a place of safety, we have to take all of these things that this brother just said into account, because you're basically in no man's land. It only takes for one thing to go wrong and you need medical attention and you're shit out of luck. Now, when it comes to Anthony needing and seeking medical attention, they're saying that he had to be airlifted from Nigeria to a facility in the UK because Nigeria doesn't have the medical facility to support any type of internal injuries that Anthony could be suffering from, because when he got out the vehicle, there wasn't a scratch on him. He basically looked unscathed. But again, you can't rule out the possibility of some type of internal injury, right? So it was important and imperative that they got Anthony the medical attention that he needed quickly, because it could have went left. There's been so many instances where people thought they were fine, you know, coming out of an accident and ended up passing away later because there was some internal bleeding going on. You know what I'm saying? So Anthony is extremely lucky to be alive today. He really is. Now, I want to take this in a different direction because there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on as it pertains to this car accident. And a lot of people feel that this is something that was set up. They're saying that they're coming after Anthony Joshua because he beat up Jake Paul about a week ago or whatever the case may be.
I hate boxing fans sometimes.
Fight. They want their money back. I believe Anthony got about $100 million from that fight. And they're basically saying that they're trying to take Anthony out. Now, there's so many clips circulating around, but I want to implement this one particular clip, and then I'll be back.
Yo, that accident that just happened in Nigeria with Anthony Joshua is very suspicious, man. It's very suspicious. It's like they want the money back. It's like they want this man to be hurt. They want to do something to him. It looks suspicious. Because this guy walked out that fight with no scratch, not even a scrape, nothing. It looks like he didn't even fight. For 95 million, it looks like he didn't even fight. While Jake, on the other hand, walks out with a broken jaw in 2 places, missing tooth, up. See, the fight was supposed to be scripted to the T. But somewhere along the line, someone their contract up. And I think Jake did his contract up by taunting.
This guy's so stupid.
Punching to knock Anthony out. I don't think it was supposed to be like that. You feel me? So somewhere around the line, Jake voided his contract because he couldn't keep it cool. You feel me? And Eddie Hearn, he knows a thing or two about contract. This is why Jake's mom don't like Eddie Hearn. He's saying, I don't like that guy because Eddie Hearn didn't go in that fight for money. Eddie Hearn already come from money. You feel me? So Anthony already have a upper hand. He's going in with someone who's not hungry for money, like Mike Tyson team. Mike Tyson team is going in that for money. And that's why Mike Tyson rolled with the script all the way to the end. Eddie Hearn knows a thing or two about contract. He knows when they got broken and he know what to do next. And that's why Anthony...
That guy's full of shit. I had to find something else to talk about.
On the zone and asking you if this is what you want next and to comment. Inoue versus Nakatani was supposed to be next, but what? We switched gears. Why? Because Hernandez got robbed. Hit the fan. For all of you out there who was trying to go up against the war room saying, hell no, Nakatani really won that fight, Hernandez wasn't robbed, then why the pivot? The pivot is because the fans were pissed and His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh was pissed. He was like, listen, Hernandez, he deserved the nod. But they gave it to Nakatani. But after Nakatani versus Hernandez performance, now we want to know, what do you want next? Inoue versus Nakatani or Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez? And a lot of you guys are hoping for Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez fight. It was a post on...
I don't want Bam next. I want Bam to move up correctly. Wait a couple more years. Wait for Inoue to slow down. Do what Sugar Ray Leonard did with Marvin Hagler. Right, like Sugar Ray Leonard waited to see a chink in his armor, then he called him out.
From what was a post on the zone and asking you if this Muhammad Ali fought everybody. He ain't leave no food on the plate. You don't be Muhammad Ali and fight Foreman, Shavers, and Liston, and Frazier. You don't be a pretty boy, loud talking, you know, I'm the greatest, I'll beat everybody, right? Get to the bag, but then fight Liston twice, Ken Norton 3 times, Frazier 3 times, Ernie Shavers, George Foreman. Mike Tyson said he was crazy. That's too much for Mike. Mike got more sense than that. That man crazy. Muhammad Ali has the best resume in the history of boxing. Muhammad Ali fought everybody.
Does he have the best resume in boxing? What do you guys think about Showbiz? Do we like him?
Bro, you retired, bro.
Yeah, man.
And why? You do because the belt situation?
No, not at all. That'd be stupid of me. I'm 38. I have nothing else to prove. I have nothing else to accomplish. What more can I do? They're not going to give me the credit anyway.
Why do you think they're not getting?
I read that statement. They're not going to give me the credit anyway. And I wonder what he means by that. Like, does he really care about satisfying boxing media? Because that will never happen. Let's go. Yo, HLD.
Hey, what's going on?
What do you think about Crawford? What's up? What's up?
I thought you were talking. Oh, you're back to boxing now, huh? Okay.
Back to boxing, yeah. I don't know. It's 12 p.m. and I'm like switched. I'm talking about boxing now.
Okay. I saw you were talking about the fires and shit.
Yeah. I usually check the news. I go on.
You got to, man. It's a sad thing that happened over there, but it's major corruption by that fellow you guys like voting for, man. Simple as that, man. That piece of shit.
So many mistakes, dude. The reservoir was drained. The fire truck was 20. It took 22 minutes to get the fire truck up to put out the initial call.
Yep.
The mayor was in Ghana, and then there was just a bunch of neighborhoods that never got to. A bunch of fire engines parked where there was no fires. They didn't use the inductor, which is like what sucks water out of any like pool of water.
Bro, this was planned, bro. This was planned. The same shit happened in Hawaii, and all it is, yo, man. If you want to look up what your piece of shit governor said that he's gonna. Oh, we already got invested, bro. The day of the fire, you still got smoldering smoke coming off the people's properties and homes, and this motherfucker of your governor over there saying, "Oh, but we already got investors ready to buy up the properties, and we're gonna." What?
I know.
Bro, he's on TV saying this shit with a laugh. Yo, people's homes just, bro, they lost everything. And this guy's talking about, oh, he already got, multimillionaires ready to come in and buy everything up. Even though, I mean, that's a rich area, the area that got burned. Mel Gibson's home got burned while he was on the Joe Rogan show.
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember that.
Yeah, but man, it's a nasty power play to get up all the land and get it up to
yeah, there's some people that live in Southern California, like Josue. I was flying out to Mexico. When I landed in Mexico, I checked my phone and I see Los Angeles is burning. A couple days later, I go back on the internet and it's like the fire's not even contained at that point, and then you just see a bunch of videos of people like desperate saving their own homes, and I couldn't imagine like what it felt like to it's hell, right?
It's hell, and it's like it's like a violation that you cannot do nothing about. You know what I mean? It's like a violation that and you can't do nothing about it. If you ever been robbed, somebody broken into your car, stolen something, and you're like, damn, bro, they took but there's nothing you can fucking do. They already did.
Yeah.
It's like this right here, but this is 10 times worse. Look at that, bro. But guess what, bro? Nobody's talking about this. I'm surprised you are.
You ever been to this part, like Pacific Palisades, Torrance, California, Los Angeles?
I think I've been through the drive-through. I don't think I've been staying there.
It's beautiful, bro. It's like some of the most expensive property.
No, it is. It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
I do watch a lot of this stuff. I love California. I mean, like I was born on the road, bro. I'm a road dog. That's why my name's the Fun Truck, because I'll sleep in the back of my truck up and down California, throughout the Sierras, next to the ocean, next to a trailhead. Like, I love California.
The land, the geographical land itself is beautiful. It's the way it's being run and managed and governed. It's a piece of shit. It's like Mexico. Mexico's beautiful. Mexico's beautiful, but it's run like shit. You go to Colombia. Colombia's beautiful, bro. One of the most beautiful places on earth, but it's run like shit. You go to Puerto Rico, bro. Beautiful, but it's run like shit. And
Venezuela with their oil reserves, right? They have more oil there than the Middle East.
Well, they got a quality of oil that it's not the oil that's best for gas, for fuel. There's different quality of oil, and the oil from Venezuela is not the type of oil that we get from Saudi, which is really crude thick for fuel. The one that you get in over there is probably good for like a lot of petroleum based products in Venezuela. So they interchange. It was what they do a lot. They interchange oils. You give me your fuel, petroleum, oil, and we'll give you this for it. You can do products and shit.
Yo, check this out. Like, since covering the Anthony Joshua car accident, like the infrastructure in Lagos, Nigeria, uh, there's no police cars, no ambulance, no
No.
one directing traffic. At least here in the United States, when we have catastrophes happen, we got some sense of fucking organization. At least the Los Angeles Fire Department didn't look like it, but they did the best that they could. I know that those firefighters came from all over
The world, yeah,
Canada,
all over
Mexico. But they came from all over the world while the mayor of Los Angeles flew out to Ghana.
No, that was a setup, man. That's a pure setup. Pure setup.
That is tone deaf.
And
The
guess what?
definition of being tone deaf.
And guess what? I'm surprised you're talking about it because nobody's talking about it. It's
No,
done. Like it was a big story back then, but then it's gonna get covered up, and whoever's gonna buy up all these empty lots, they're gonna buy them, and just move on like nothing happened. That's what's gonna happen, bro. The media cycle is very fast, and we have a problem with things like, oh my god, and then tomorrow we forgot about it.
Dude, look at it. They're moving Mercedes with a bulldozer. This
I
is
mean,
some Grand Theft Auto shit, dude.
It's stupidity at its finest. And then we got rubberheads running the country, bro. A bunch of dumbasses. I'm serious, bro. Anybody could get elected into office. They're a bunch of morons, bro. You don't got smart people run in office. They're a bunch of morons. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Look at this shit, bro.
I want to see the bulldozer smash this Mercedes. He's fucking up with the Corolla, but not. HLD, you got any updates on the Subriel Matias tickets?
I got 15,000 tickets for you if you want to buy them. They're all available, man. That's the update. 95% of all tickets are available. They are, Mike, but you know what? You guys got to stop voting for these dickheads, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I grew up and I know I'm trying to get political, but I grew up being a Democrat my entire fucking life until I opened my eyes and see the fucked up corruption and bullshit that they sell you and all the entire media, how bullshit it is. It's all bullshit and controlled by one party. And if you guys don't wake up and get rid of this, whatever the fuck you think that the conservative side has, which is not perfect. I ain't gonna say it's perfect, but fuck, look what's happening in Minnesota. Look what's happening. Your state's got $70 billion in fraud.
No, HLD, it's not us. It's people that come from other parts of the country, and then they implement their democratic policies here. I mean, California has been democratic, but honestly, like everybody's a transplant that I meet here in Los Angeles. Everybody's coming from the East or Midwest to California, and it's
your last governor that was Republican was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The reason why I'm bringing up the Palisades fires because I like watching like these YouTube videos. I put up good quality content. This guy came out with the video 3
Yeah, I
weeks
saw
ago.
I saw a little bit of what you were doing before I got busy and I couldn't get on. It's sad, bro.
No, I'm like emotional watching this because these are people's childhood homes, churches, and
bro, imagine you having all your pictures of your family from when you were a baby, or you have your child's first tooth, or whatever the fuck, things that matter that you cannot replace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your grandmother's heirloom.
Here, I August of 24, I went with my mom to this beach right here. I think this is Torrance, California. If Josue or Mike, if you guys can
Is that
correct me.
is that section right there all considered the Palisades right there?
This is the Pacific Palisades here, where my mouse is.
And is that the area that burnt all up?
This is yeah. Here, we're gonna look at this
on the map, though. I'm just trying to see how it looks like on the map.
Ocean all year round. Growing up there, the only sign it was winter was when I felt the warm power.
The Santa Ana winds are crazy, bro. Like
Yes.
60 to 80 miles an hour winds. You standing on you see trailers get flipped over all the time, but you can be standing up, and if you get hit by a gust, bro, it'll knock you off your feet.
You got good
100%.
waves there for surfing, right? I think that's what it I remember that being growing up.
That's common sense.
No, it's a left thing, buddy. Wake up.
The devil winds are coming.
It's
Every blue state is a shithole. I'm sorry to say, it's governed and it's a shithole.
We're going to see these winds increasing tonight and peaking by tomorrow morning.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, that mountain really fucked
part out.
everything.
Watch this. HLD, listen to this part.
Personnel were strategically placed in wildfire-prone areas across the entire city.
The Palisades is nested against a mountain range filled with fuel, making it officially a region of
They didn't cut the brush because they're gonna kill snails and squirrels.
Yeah, that's why President Orange was talking about how stupid are these fucks, bro. They stopped investing in maintaining the brush that was out there, all the dry brush.
Alan felt.
And I'll never forget it. We see like black and orange smoke like billowing up from
Look
that
at this
building
part,
right
HLD.
there.
This is fucking crazy.
And we just reported it.
10:29 a.m. Alan calls in the fire.
And we stayed here probably 15 minutes. At that point, I had to go get back to my daughter who's in the house, probably has no idea what's going on. So it wasn't even that bad yet. You could see the flames really just on that peak. Just, they really hadn't spread that much yet. And as you can imagine, the topic of conversation is, how long do you think it could take them? Nothing.
I got a question. Ask this fucking dweeb.
Looking back and seeing the smoke getting thicker and thicker, and something's really wrong. I mean, they should have been up here by now.
From the origin.
Okay.
What did this dweeb do?
Here.
You looked at the fire and you didn't do shit, buddy?
Wait a minute, that's not from our local fire station.
Check this part out.
Alan saw Station 69, which is 6 miles.
6 miles.
From the origin of the fire. The Palisades has another station, Station 23. It's 1.2 miles from the origin. Station 23 was apparently on the beach doing training and missed the call.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you talk about like worst case scenario, everything going wrong all at once, the reservoir being drained,
it's too much.
Dude, if I owned a $5 million home there and this shit happened, I would be irate. I would hate like California governor, the mayor of Los Angeles.
All the way to 69. Around 22 minutes elapse before the first engine shows up.
That's
the kind of thing what could have been if they were here quickly, and they just weren't.
But what did you do, buddy?
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, like
he was in sandals, HLD. You know he wasn't gonna put up.
And that's my point. You know what I mean? We got all these pussified men that like, what did you do, buddy? My house is right here. I see a fire up on the top thing. What are you doing, buddy? There's a lot of incentives that if you Jackie, because if you maybe Swanchuk, you can find it how the piece of shit governor of California, just the day after the fires were controlled, he's smoke still smoldering from the houses, and he's talking about, oh, I got all these investors that come in and buy all these lands to rebuild. Like, piece of shit.
Dude, that guy, instead of calling the fire department and waiting 23 minutes in your sandals, you could have went up there with some fucking buckets and changed the course of California history. One man's actions.
Yeah. Now, how did the fire start? That's a really good question. You know what I mean?
Actually, thank you, Jackie. I want to pull this up. Do you know how they started HLD? I know exactly how they started. Okay, I'll tell you
How
how.
was it?
An Uber driver, bro. This story's crazy. Oh my gosh. Wait until you hear this, dude. A Uber driver, um, he was an arsonist. He started a fire. They ended up putting it out, and like 3 or 4 days later, it came back to life from the embers, and that's what started the fire. But the Uber driver recorded all of this shit. Like, he started the fire, went back, and he recorded it. He actually called us in. It's just crazy.
Yeah, one of these psycho
pyrotech-
arsonists. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, dude. Wait, watch this. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna skip this.
Yo,
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
some people just do want to see the world burn.
There's people like that, man. You know, and I mean, some people even when you're a kid, sometimes you do stupid things because you're just a kid. You know what I mean? And but people don't grow out of that.
Fire, one of the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles history.
Today, a 29-year-old former Uber driver was arrested in Melbourne, Florida, and charged with intentionally starting it.
Federal investigators say the suspect had actually started a separate fire on New Year's Day. It smoldered for days before reigniting as the Palisades fire.
Officials have given no possible motive. They say the evidence includes images generated by artificial intelligence and a question from the suspect to ChatGPT.
So he was using AI to generate what it would look like if LA burned. That's fucking sick, dude.
GPT. Uber says it provided investigators with crucial information.
Jonathan Vigliotti has reported extensively on those Los Angeles.
He looks like he would be an arsonist.
9 months after one of the worst.
I wonder why he did it. They denied him the sex change or something.
Significant moment in a long road to justice.
Hey, he's from Florida, HLD. He's from your state.
He's charged with setting a
I ain't from my state.
on New Year's Day along a hiking trail in Pacific Palisades. That small fire smoldered beneath the ground, then exploded into the Palisades fire a week later. The fire killed 12 people, destroyed nearly 6,000 homes. ATF Special Agent Kenny Cooper.
You say it was intentional?
Yes, it is an incendiary fire. We know he started that fire. According to the complaint, Rinderneck dialed 911 and
He called 911, the arsonist, the Uber driver.
On the call,
Put a bullet in his head, bro.
ChatGPT, are you at fault if fire is lit because of your cigarettes? ChatGPT's response, yes. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says authorities also uncovered other AI evidence,
including the defendant's ChatGPT prompt of a dystopian painting. That's an image he produced a few months before the fire started. It shows the city being burned.
Today, LA Mayor Karen Bass focused on the victims.
It doesn't bring any closure, but hopefully it's the first step toward justice.
Authorities say while they have a suspect, they don't have a motive.
I wish we could get into somebody's head, but we can't. And
Isn't that crazy? He had ChatGPT renderings of what it would be like if the city caught on fire. He called it in.
That's crazy. What does that tell you about this ChatGPT, bro? You put your shit in there, bro. It stays with you that you follow through on anything you've been thinking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man.
Dude, have you seen the video of the UPS drivers pull up to that people's house and kill the?
I saw a little bit of that story, and because I think they killed the parents in front of the kids or something like that, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Bro, we're in a sick world, bro. We are in a sick world.
Yeah, sick is an understatement, man. I'm gonna try.
But we don't want to have. Look, man. We used to have asylums in this country, bro. And early on, all these fucking fucks that are just mentally fucked up. There's no cure for this shit, bro. Lock them up, throw them in a fucking thing, and that's it. I mean, all this thing that, oh, everybody, no, man, I'm sorry, bro. My life is worth 10 times more than that piece of shit retard. And I could care less about it. For him to be doing shit like this, I bet you that guy's got many issues growing up. Many fucking mental issues. And everybody ignored it. And everybody thinks that you could just give a person a pill to quiet the demons inside. And I'm sorry, no, you can't. You can't.
There's this thing called death by sympathy, or when you empathize too much and you allow people to get away with things that they shouldn't. You're suicide by empathy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh my god, look at this Cobra King snake. Its tail got ran over. Let me go save him. And then you take care of them. You fucking feed it. You heal them up. Motherfucker, it's still a key cobra. And then it bites the person who healed them, and then you die. You know, that's the same thing, the sympathy, because you're sympathetic to something that's not gonna be good for you. Yeah, man.
What is the story? Okay, Jackie, this is crazy. I'm gonna pull the story up. I'm gonna try to find the video here.
Yeah, they got the video and everything. Like, I could watch the AJ video and I saw all the graphics, but that one pissed me off, man. I couldn't really watch it.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. When I was younger, I could watch Live League all day, but now, brother, like if I watch anything like that, I don't know. I can't. Another thing is, like, I can't watch animals being hurt, bro. Like, I'd rather watch a human get their head cut off than an animal get their head. That's besides the point.
Well, man, you're gonna have a hard time surviving in this world if we get into an apocalypse. I don't believe in abuse, right? I 100% agree. But having to kill and skin and to eat, that's part of life for me. It is.
Okay, so this is no, I want to pull up the actual video where I watched.
So did these guys actually work for UPS, or they just stole those uniforms?
One of their friends in a friend group did work for UPS.
See, that
this is some sad stuff. Like Law and Order, I think, put out the video.
That's crazy.
Law crime.
Like, what's the point of killing them? You know what I mean?
This was some gang shit here.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What's the point of killing them? Then in front of the kids too, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, or
yep.
Or the kids were in the same room, or no?
Oh, you haven't seen any of this yet, Jolie?
No, man.
This is gonna make you stay ready, bro. You have to stay ready on your toes.
You have to. You know,
like around the holidays, there's no UPS truck parked outside. This guy's got a box without a sticker on it. You know, I would have checked all of this out. My street awareness would have been up, or not. I don't know. You know, we can all get caught off guard at times.
No, I mean, but we shouldn't. Like, bro, there's even honor among thieves, bro. These motherfuckers got no honor nowadays. Like, bro, what's the point of killing you? Steal their shit, get the fuck out. That's it. What was the point of killing them?
Yeah, I don't know.
They caught him, right? They did catch the guys, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, I have it here because I watched it yesterday.
And what state was this in?
Okay, I don't know. We'll see. What is this?
Some shit that can happen to you. It feel like a movie, but this is actually real. So let's play this.
I'm trying to get the title of. I can't find the.
It was, bro.
UPS.
It was Minnesota, bro. Minnesota.
Okay. There we go.
Fucking Tampon Tim fucking state.
Hey, come here, kid. Come here, buddy. Come here, come here, come here, come here.
On January 26th, 2024, a family of 5, a father, a mother, their 20-year-old son, and 2 young children under the age of 5, were living a normal day inside their home on 94th Avenue Northwest in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, completely unaware of what was coming their way. As a navy blue Nissan Altima pulled up outside, and 3 suspects stepped out, 2 of them dressed in UPS-style uniforms, pretending to be delivery workers while secretly planning a robbery. A plan that would, within minutes, explode into a brutal encounter that would shock the entire
Dude,
community.
this is so crazy, bro. They were set.
Coverage is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. A crash.
Fun Chuck, why are we knowing about this 2 years later?
Check this out. Check this out. He's walking away. He knocked on the door. He's walking away.
But why are we knowing about this 2 years later?
The video, I think it's released like after everybody gets put into jail and stuff. Look, he's walking away. Yes, yeah, and this was some home invasion. Yeah, and you got to stay ready on the streets, bro. He was walking away.
One of the victims steps out, apparently completely unaware the delivery is a setup.
Look at this, man.
Ain't no big dog, is it? Ain't no big dog, is it? Not yet. Hey, check it out. Come here. Don't move. Don't move. Move your hand. Move your hand. Move your hand. Open the window. Move like that. Open the door.
The home security camera captures the 3rd suspect come up the driveway after he's waved in by the other men.
Oh.
The crazy fact is that there's so many camera angles in this house.
Pero qué pendeja, why did she open the door like a dumb woman?
The mother managed to call 911, leaving the line open so dispatchers could hear what was happening as the chaos unfolded.
911, see, I just see emergency.
They knew that they had some money.
Okay,
Stop playing with me. Give me the money. Okay. I'm gonna smack out you.
I will give you whatever you
Go
want.
give me the money then.
Okay, that's
Come on. You get where you move to.
Oh my God. I'm getting up.
Dude, this guy could have taken the gun from him right there, right?
Está pendejo, bro. We're the men in this world at, bro. Está pendejo, bro. Pendeja, pero just do. Tampoco she's not doing what she's supposed to do. Just get the fucking thing, bro.
Look at the kids giving him a toy, bro. Look at how sad this world is.
Is she pregnant?
Where is that? This ain't all the man. You finna play with it, so I gotta get wild. No, please okay. Don't. Like, that's all the money we have. This ain't nothing. That's all we have. Okay. All right. Well. It's all we have. Oh my God, it's all we have. Oh my God.
Look at this guy, dude. What are you doing on the ground, bro?
With no mercy, one of the intruders turns on the father, 39-year-old Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and a single shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
I have money for you.
Where are my babies? Where are my babies?
Yeah, if you have, you got to be careful. You don't want to watch this. Look, a kid comes back to see his mom.
That kid is so fucked up for life, bro.
Yeah.
No mercy on those motherfuckers. Skin them alive. I wanna douse gasoline on them and let a fire, bro.
All while the two young
Douse them in gasoline with fucking tires, and I want to see them burn, bro.
42-year-old Shannon Patricia Youngworth and her son, 20-year-old Jorge Alexander Reyes Youngworth, leaving the two young children in a state of unimaginable trauma. The intruders rushed to destroy evidence before fleeing the scene, unaware that nearly every moment of their crime had already been captured on camera. Meanwhile, inside the home, a heartbreaking act of
Check this out,
bravery
HLC will break your
The older
fucking
child,
heart, dude.
Despite being
I
just
want
a
everybody to
toddler
watch
himself,
this part.
pulls his little sibling away, shielding them from the sight of their mother on the floor. A moment of pure innocence and instinct, leaving investigators and everyone who later watched
Look at this
footage
brother. Oh.
The kid had more instincts than the other men in there, bro.
You're absolutely right.
Just minutes
The kid had more instincts.
house after being dispatched to the 911 call placed by the mother, unaware of what they are about to walk into.
Police department! I heard kids screaming in there. Police department! 1409, give us the channel for now. I got a male down on the ground. I got blood.
You're at the police!
Come here, 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 come here. Yep. I think they're dead. Come here. There's another kid. Come here, buddy. So he's through the kitchen. Hey, buddy! I can see his diaper now. He's a little closer. No, he's pretty far in there. You see his diaper? See, on the ground. I can't see past it. Yep. Stay with the kid for now. We're going to get you another kid here in a second. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Kyle, cover me. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Kyle, cover me. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here.
Altima was traced to 39-year-old Alonzo Pierre Mingo, who was arrested later that day after being spotted leaving his Fridley residence. Further investigation, including home surveillance, DNA evidence, and cell phone records, led law enforcement to the two other suspects, brothers Omari Malik Shumpert and Demetrius Trenton Shumpert, both of whom were arrested shortly thereafter. All the evidence, from security footage to forensic and digital data, pointed directly to the Shumpert brothers, who had tried to cover their faces, leading straight to the interrogations.
Do you know the incident I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So you have no idea.
I know that somebody got locked up.
Who got
somebody
locked up?
or somebody is a name that you saying.
Who got locked up?
The name that you saying. You said somebody's name Alonzo or something like that.
Okay. And you know Alonzo?
Yeah, a little bit. I know of him.
Okay. You knew the third person was sitting in the car. You waved him up.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was with no mask on, but it showed it wasn't me. You didn't ask me where was I at, or was I somewhere else, or nothing.
Check.
I know where you were. Where were you? And then I'll follow up on that. And
you know I was there already, right?
What do you think, HLD?
I think that I would have, bro, a gallon of gasoline and a match, bro. Simple as that. Simple as that, bro. I want to see you scream. I want to do it in front of your family, right in front of your porch, bro. And I want to see you burn.
Those kids,
then look at,
dude, that's
then look at your mother and tell her, this is a piece of shit you raised. Look at his father. This is a piece of shit you raised. Watch him burn. And say something. I'll burn you too. No mercy on these motherfuckers, bro. There's just no mercy, bro. These guys are pieces of shit.
What they did is worse than murder. Like, they murdered those people in front of those kids, dude. Brother had to come and drag the brother off.
I couldn't imagine, bro. I couldn't imagine. But this is what I'm saying. Yo, we're in the world, and I'm gonna say it as it is. The women in this country have been for the past 40 years convincing men to be soft, convincing men it's okay to talk about your fucking feelings. Forget about being a savage, about being machismo. No, men are supposed to be savages. Men are supposed to be king of the castle. We rule, and that's just the way it is. Because when shit like this happens, that guy was supposed to fucking go all out bananas against these motherfuckers.
Let me tell you
and
what.
He didn't. And he
Let me tell you what. Right here on the screen. Check this out. I'm gonna pull. Somebody's got a gun pointed at my woman's face. You got me by the fucking collar. I'm pulling some John Wick shit. I'm fucking you up. Are you kidding me?
It's what I'm saying, bro.
Look at this fucking pussy. This is why you need boxing and martial arts in your life, bro.
Let me tell you something, man. When you're the head of the household, your life is always on the line. Your life is supposed to be always on the line.
Could have saved
always
your
on the
family.
line. Yes. I'm not scared of death, bro. You're not supposed to be scared of death. The fuck out of here, man. That's crazy, bro.
How about this little German Shepherd? You know, if it was like 6 months older, would have done something.
Got a German Shepherd to be a puppy and good old boy. Nah, man. You got a dog in your house like a German Shepherd supposed to be a fucking what? Oh, look at what she did. A protector. That's what it's supposed to do. Where's a puppy though? But I'm just saying, it's just, bro, you can't be scared, man. You can't be scared of death when you got to protect your family, bro. That's the last thing you're supposed to be thinking about.
Dude, a lot of it comes down to like the flight or flight response, right? If you don't know how to deal with the nervous butterflies in your stomach when shit's going off, like, this is how you're gonna react. You're gonna just be a fucking dead man walking. But if you got some balls and you know how to deal with hand-to-hand combat, you could have saved your life.
It might have, it might not, but you cannot freeze.
Yeah, I can't freeze for sure.
You cannot freeze.
With your family there in a room. Oh, I think that was the son. I don't think that was the husband.
I'm sorry, bro. At 20 years old, bro, you're supposed to be a savage.
Oh, yeah. No.
At 20 years old, you're not even thinking about mortality, bro. At least I know I wasn't.
No.
I was reactionary. We're going to take care of business. Like right there, bro. You man, where that guy was right. He was behind him.
Does he shoot her there? No.
Yeah, he shot. Yeah, you know, he shot her after they came back. After they shot the guy. For an example, how old is that young man right there? That little kid. Did they say how old he is?
The son is like 20-something years old. These kids?
No. Right. The older kid, the older child.
21.
The one, no. The one this one right there that's on screen.
Oh, I don't know.
He looks like he's like maybe like what, going on 4 years old?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
And he's in fucking diapers.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you about what's going on in that house, bro?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't have kids.
Bro, that kid is supposed to be out of diapers by a year and a half, 2 at the max.
Mm.
So that tells me that these people are like fucking dumbasses, bro. The fuck is that kid doing in diapers at 4 years old? There's no order. There's no structure. There's no nothing in this country, bro. You're raising him to be a pansy himself. Pansies raising pansies.
Yo, my parents, like traditional Mexicans, they don't even have like ADT security. They just have like a ring camera. They don't have, if anybody breaks in, there's no security alarm. My dad doesn't believe in guns. Actually, maybe he doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't believe in guns, but he just kind of is a pacifist through and through, like a fighter skipped a generation, HLD. My dad will let someone cut him in line, and my dad has the patience to just like let that happen. You know, let bygones be bygones.
And I get that. And I get that.
I'm opposite, bro. I'm fucking heated like a motherfucker. If you try to cross me, like I'm not gonna let that pass. And a fighter skipped a generation. Like if someone says that they're a bad man, right? I don't know. So I'm trying to tell my dad, like, you got to be able to protect the house if something happens. You know, you can't. A bat's not going to protect against a gun. My dad has shotguns before, but I fear for them, especially because they're getting older too, and they don't have security at the house. Granted, a lot of bad stuff doesn't happen in my hometown, but it's something that I still worry about.
I bet you nothing happened in that town. That's in fucking Coon, Minnesota. There ain't nothing going on there, apparently. But and I understand your dad, what you're saying, and you know, there's a balance. There's a balance, and that's okay that you got the savage part. You know, there's an old Japanese proverb that goes, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, because you're not gonna know what the fuck to do. You can control being a warrior, you control being a savage, but you need that fire in you. You know. Now your dad, what he's doing, I mean, you know, maybe, and I get it. I get having to, you know, choose your battles. You got to choose your battles. Yeah, sometimes, you know, this motherfucker wants to cut in front of you. I guess that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. You know what I mean? And is it worth the rattle and the whole shit? Yeah, sometimes it's not worth it, depending on the circumstance. You're with your kid, you're with your family.
Almost never. It's almost never worth it. But
no, it's not. But you got to know when you got to light it up.
If somebody touches my lady, you're about to get high seed. Your head's about to get smashed against the concrete. That's a fact, son.
Yeah, man, that was sad. But those guys, bro, light them up, burn them. That's what you do, man.
What was this ancient Chinese or Japanese proverb?
And I'm saying it a little bit incorrectly. It's better to be a warrior as a gardener than a gardener in a war. In other words, a gardener he's passive, right? But if you're a savage, you could learn how to control that and still be a gardener. But you cannot take a gardener and put him in war. That'll be Jordan Peterson, exactly who I got that from.
Like, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very...
He's saying some fucking truth there, man. Oh, there, I did say it correctly.
It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. It is much better to learn how to prepare yourself physically and mentally when you're currently in a calm and easy-going situation and environment. This way, you can then potentially defend yourself in a violent and brutal encounter in the future. It means that you should prepare yourself for the worst, even when you're currently in an outstanding situation. Because you never know when you will put these skills to use. That's why you should hone your skills in peaceful times, in case the unexpected happens.
Mm-hmm.
If the trouble happens to catch you unprepared, then it is much harder to react appropriately. It also means that it is perfectly appropriate and even desirable to live a peaceful.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to go off. Here's one of my quotes. Always aim for peace. And if you can't reach peace, aim between the eyes.
It's a fact, but see that, and that's a problem that's going on in it's happening all over the world. It really is, and call it misogynist, call it whatever, but we've been having women outspoken trying to raise men, and you cannot raise a man. We're not supposed to be like women. That's why when I'm on that Marco show and everybody talking about their feelings and all this bullshit, it trips me the fuck out. Because that's not what we're supposed to do. We're built to have to take all that shit. Yeah, life is unfair. Yeah, life sucks. Yeah, we got to boil that inside. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be out here like women. Oh, poor me, and I've been through this, and all that shit. Like what? No, man. That's what women are for. Women do that. And we're not built to be men anymore. I see that every day. We're not built to be men anymore.
No,
all this.
I like to say, JLD, I actually fuck with this so much. It's perfectly appropriate to and even desirable to live a peaceful, calm existence. But knowing when to act and how to act is also very important.
It is. That guy had an opportunity. He could have fucking saved. I don't know if that was his mother, his sister, or whatever the fuck, the 20-year-old. But like what? What? Bro, I'm fucking biting your ear off. I'm sure you're doing something. You gotta do something. But freezing? This ain't the movies. This ain't the movies, guys. Life is very delicate. And in a blink of an eye, it's done.
I'll share a story. I had a gun pulled at me one time. I was in an orchard smoking a joint 2020. This guy thought I was stealing almonds. No shit. He pulls up in a truck and I get in my truck. I ash my joint. I start doing a 3-point turn. This guy confronts me. He's like, "You're stealing." I'm like, "The fuck I'm not." I said, "I'm smoking." He goes like this between the windshield. Like that. And I am driving and I just go like this. Put my head down, hit the gas and turn. And yeah, I'll never forget that. You ever have a gun pointed at you?
Absolutely.
All for fucking almonds, bro. And I wasn't even stealing. I was smoking a joint on my mom's life.
I've had to. Here's the thing. As I became a father, that snap reactionary thing, kind of like you do right now, because you're a young buck. It's kind of, but once you have a kid, there's other things, there's other factors you got to take into place, and that's where you got to learn when and how. Because I've been caught a couple of times losing it. You know, probably some motherfucker whips out a fucking gun or something while I'm driving and shit. But then I have my kid in the back.
Yeah,
Can I react?
absolutely not.
Can somebody cut me off? Somebody cut me off all stupid. Can I just go all ballistic on them? Yo, motherfucker! Right? No, you can't. And I've had to learn that. I've had to learn that because it's not worth it. It's not worth that. I just saw not too long ago. There was a guy. There was a road rage, and this idiot pulled out the gun. He shot at the guy, and he killed his kid in the back of the car.
Yep. I watched that.
You know, and it's not worth it. So you have to learn. You have to learn when to let shit go, when to pick your battles, and it's really at the last resort most of the time, because I got to think about being a father. Like, what the fuck? I'm dead. I'm gonna have some motherfucker raise my kid. Some other motherfucker or in jail, right? Whatever. Regardless of the fact, some other motherfucker is gonna be raising my kid. Is that what I want?
Hell
no,
no.
man. You see, so you got to think of these things, and as you get older and as you get a family, you have to put things in perspective, and you have to learn how to control that beast in you. And it's not that you're a pussy; it's that you're protecting something more bigger than, more important than your own ego and pride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I get that, but as a single man, I mean, and even still as a single man, is it worth getting shot at for some guy with some almonds or some whatever the fuck you were and tell me, right? I mean, it's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. You really have to learn when it's done, and it took no, but I grew up watching. I don't know if you ever remember that there's an old show called Kung Fu. Very old show.
Kung Fu.
Yeah. No. Very old show. It's a very old show called Kung Fu. It's with you ever seen Kill Bill?
Yeah.
All right. So the guy who played Bill, he was in that. He made that movie, and he was a kung fu master. And he would go traveling all over the fucking the America, and he always he was a kung fu master, but bro, he ate a lot of shit. And I was like, bro, you're a master. Why aren't you whooping this dude's ass? You know, I mean, this is me as a kid, but it's because he always used that as the absolute last resort. You know, but when he did, then he will fuck you up to a pulp. So it's a matter of learning how to control the savageness in you and when to use it, but never be afraid. Never be afraid of. You can't be afraid of death when you're protecting your others or your family. You just can't. Nice deep squat. I like that.
I'm working on my hips. I have some.
You got to. I was just watching a few weeks ago. A study came out that those who have strong legs, powerful legs, and are able to do a deep squat live the longest.
Yeah. Well, my hips. I have I'm trying to just be more flexible with my hips, so a deep squat opens up.
Yeah. There's this lady on YouTube where she's Asian, but she this is all she does is learning how to do deep squats and empowering your legs.
Calm existence. But when the time comes to defend oneself,
You know, it's
you should be
funny.
prepared to violently defend yourself if the
Is it
situation
even the most liberal and progressive woman still like a manly man? There's
It
lots of
doesn't
women.
exactly, bro. Exactly.
calls for. It is a statement of self-control. It means that someone has the capacity for violence, that one is capable and strong. Yet,
But it's not to be
are we
confused
willing to
with
choose to
machismo of
restrain this
toxicness.
lead a peaceful,
You know, and
peaceful
that's where a lot of people confuse the
But it
difference.
also means that he is ready to defend at a moment's notice. It conveys that you should be prepared, or that you'll die if you're not.
Look at that.
In
That's
some
what I said.
situations, this can be taken literally. In other situations, it means that if you're not prepared, you fail. And while failure can be perfect and useful as a tool to learn, sometimes the stakes are too high to casually.
That's it right
Yo,
there.
bro, that's he's saying everything I'm that's been instilled in me. You know, my old man. How old was I? Let's say 8 years old. You know, it was my old man who put me in my first fucking street fight.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he sent me out to go to the bodega to get a gallon of milk and something else, maybe a pack of cigarettes, if I could remember.
Well, dang, you're from New York, boy.
Bro, all la tienditas are called bodegas for us, bro.
Okay.
And there was a group of kids at the store when I came out, and they were all older than me. They were like, 12, 13, 14 years old. And they bullied me. They took my gallon of milk, blah blah blah. They threw it around, but they were just goofing, and then it took me a while to get back home. So I got back home. I lived on the third floor, and he was like, "Oh, what the hell did it take you so long?" And I told him, "Oh, these kids grabbed the gallon of milk. My gallon of milk was all dirty and shit, with dirt." And he told me, "So what you do?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I grabbed the gallon of milk and came home." What? Bro, we flew down them 3 flights of stairs. I felt like a kite. I felt like I was a kite, bro. Because he came down the stairs. We walked to the block, and the kids were still there. And then he told, "Those are it? Yeah. You see the big one over there? You're going to tell him you're going to fight him." And that's what happened. I went over, "Yeah, we're going to fight." And then we fought. Got my ass kicked. The kid was like 13 years old, whatever. But I fought, and I fought without fear. And from that day forward, my parents had a lot of problems in school with me because they were getting called all the time because I didn't take nobody's shit. I didn't take nobody's shit. And but from that day forward is where I learned. My father told me it's okay because I thought I was going to get in trouble for fighting. I guess it was a little bit of fear of that, but he taught me it's okay. It's okay to defend yourself. It's not okay to be a bully. It's not okay to be a bully. Don't you I ever hear that you fucking big time. But if someone is getting bullied, you help them out. Shit like that he taught me. And so, it's something you got to instill this in I had to instill this in my son. He was, we're not in the same environment as when I was growing up or others out. So the environment is very different. We live in a very safe world.
Or I didn't have that like you did with your father. I had to go find it, and luckily I found a wrestling coach that changed the trajectory of my life and made me feel like I can channel that warrior spirit.
That's why I put my son in that. My son goes to a private school. It's a Catholic school. You know what I mean? Everything's good. Everything is perfect in his world. There's no danger in my son's world. You know what I mean? It's a Catholic school, blah blah blah. But you also still have your knuckleheads. You're gonna have knuckleheads and whatever. And so I noticed that my son was very passive at a very young age. He was very passive, and that's when I'm gonna put you in wrestling. I'm gonna teach you. You're gonna learn how to build that fire and learn not to be afraid of combat, not to be afraid to stand up for yourself. It's not always about fighting. It's just about speaking out. You know what I mean? You got to learn, and he was just passive. I saw him passive, not wanting to speak out, not to speak his mind. And I noticed that at an early age. And I'm like, no, bro, we're going to change that. And, it's been the best tool. I believe wrestling, I think to me is the best tool to raise your young man and to at least have that fire in him, learn discipline and be under control. And then knowing what the fuck to do. And it's been the best tool for me.
It's better to be capable and have the necessary skills to defend oneself and not have to use them, rather than not having the
Thank you, Jackie.
to defend oneself. Both the farmer and the warrior are opposites of the same coin. While a farmer nurtures and cultivates life, the warrior defends life but is also able to take it away. It can be seen as a code of honor for the warriors to live by. Translated to our modern life, they can still be considered rules to live life by. Being capable of hurting other people is an ability that comes with great responsibility. That's why having the capacity to be violent, but deciding to not misuse it, requires an enormous amount of self-control.
But self-control that some don't always get, though, because you teach some hood people how to fight, and they go out fucking people up.
Well,
It's
that's the
just
thing.
I see it all the time, dude.
Yeah.
I see a couple of people from the hood, black, Mexican, white. It don't matter. Bad morals. Once they learn how to fight and they know they can fuck some people up, they go out looking for trouble.
Well, that's
I'm the complete opposite, bro. I avoid it. I've only been in
Right,
2 street
well-
fights in my life, and those 2 street fights, one of them lasted like 2 seconds, and I thought the guy shattered his head on the asphalt, and then the other guy was bleeding from the other eye. So when I finished,
I get it. I get it. Did the guys get up?
One guy didn't go down. He started bleeding from the other eye. The other guy did get up. Like his girlfriend was helping him up. It was some car involved in stuff, but yeah, man, you got to have self-control because, like I said, I've seen time and time again people actually know what they're doing. They go out looking out for trouble.
Well, they do, but guess why? Because they're only learning one side of this shit.
Mhm.
I mean, my grace is that look, I not get religious or anything, but I am. It's part of the life. It's part of life for me, and learning to love, compassion, empathy. That's what the word teaches you. See, and so though my son is in a combat sport, he's also learning the other side of this philosophy of having compassion, having empathy, knowing how, because you got to have a balance. It is a balance, but the fire has to be there. And if you don't have the fire, then you're just a pussy. And it's just the reality of it. So my son is probably the nicest kid. You wouldn't think that he's anything. He's a real good kid, bro.
That's what's up.
It becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Empty your mind.
Do you know what he means by that?
Malleable. Adapt to your surroundings.
Yes. And you got to learn to do it at the moment's notice. At the moment's notice, you got to know what is it that fits the circumstance.
Can you hear my audio, Yayan or Jackie? If you're in the comments, I just got a text message from a friend saying they can't hear, but everything looks good on my end.
When you get close to it, it sounds pretty good. Is that a new mic that you got?
Yeah. It's called the Blue Yeti.
Yeah, I've seen some people have that.
I have the mic turned all the way up, so okay, great.
It's pretty good.
Thank you, Yayan, for tuning in, bro. Yayan, I when I first started watching the Marco Boxing channel, you were always on the panel every single day, in and out. Oh, she's okay. The video wasn't showing plain audio. Okay. But yeah, Yayan, I thought you were very soft spoken and always taking the back seat on the panel. And that's just Yayan's demeanor.
He's been more outspoken lately, I guess. I mean, he hasn't been on the panels that much.
He's got like a soft spoken voice, and he doesn't get too rowdy.
See, and what Bruce Lee was saying right there is a model that they teach you in the Marines, and it's to adapt, improvise, and overcome.
You want to be the cool guy, the cool, quiet guy, though, Yayan. Soak in all the knowledge with all the old heads that are talking on the panel. My entire life, I only hung out with older people. When I was 18 years old, I was sneaking into bars with 21, 30-year-olds when I was
Yeah.
18 years old.
I grew up the same way. No, it was always with. In fact, my own man was a street guy, so it was always with all the old heads. But
Check
that's his facade. but that what Bruce Lee is saying is very true. You got to learn how to adapt at a situation. You know, and if you don't know how to do that,
रीढ़ की हड्डी में चोट लगी.
Learn the art of dying.
You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying, like everyone else.
I bet not too many people even understand. That's what I was saying just earlier, bro. You can't be afraid of it, bro.
To accept defeat.
As a man, you're a protector of your household. You can't be afraid of it, bro.
You must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
Oh, dude, I get chills.
Bro.
I love this shit. I get in the mood for this every now and then, you know, like where I want to just I'll share some of my favorite like motivational shit. You know, life's about momentum, and some of us are good at being disciplined. Some people think I'm good at discipline. I disagree. I just feel that I find the motivation within myself to get myself to the gym. I feel like shit if I don't go to the gym because in the morning I wake up and I set my intentions. I want to go to the gym today and I want to work on a jab. I want to work on some abs or my legs. I want to be a better me. And if I don't go to the gym or don't do those things that I set out to, then I make myself feel bad. And that's maybe not the best way for some people to go about their fitness, but that's just kind of the way that I've done it my entire life. I feel sick to my stomach if I don't go to the gym or meet my goals physically. So when you have a lack of motivation, find what you need. And sometimes for me, it's been motivational videos. Watch, I'll pull this one up.
I think you overcame that already. You're what I've just heard from you is not the motivation. It's your discipline.
Lifestyle. Yeah,
It's
lifestyle.
It's your discipline. Motivation wears out, bro. It's an emotional feeling that comes and goes, and you cannot live based on emotions. You cannot live based on motivation, because what about if you don't have it? Then you're not going to do it. No, you're learning, and your body's telling you, because you're already saying, I feel like shit if I don't do it. It's discipline. Discipline overcomes everything. Everything. No matter what. You think when I say it, like, bro, I went to bed, I don't know what time it was last night. Talking to your ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I still had to get up at 5:30.
You're a savage.
You know, I still had to get up at 5:30. I'm on like 2.5 hours sleep, if that. You know, and so you got to do it. I like David Goggins, bro. You ever listen to David Goggins?
Yes.
I love David Goggins. He's brutal. I love it. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. And that's what I talk to everybody. Stop being a bitch. Get to it. Get to it.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm not the biggest fan because I think, you know, we all relate to different other people. I don't like that sentiment. Like, stop being a bitch. If it does it for you,
it's not personal. It's not a personal thing. It's just saying stop whining. Stop lollygagging. Get to it. That's it.
Watch this. This is what I'll watch, like, before I'll go on a bike ride, before I go to the gym and spar.
Oh, the Tate Brothers.
It's David Goggins right there.
Yeah. But this is now another sector of your life. This right here is just talking about what you got to be in life.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with the savage part. This has nothing to do with you know what we were just talking. Now this right here is about life. This right here is about your goals It's this right here is about what path of life you want to take, and don't give a fuck about what anybody says, bro. I don't know if I don't care about what anybody says. This is my opinion. This is how it is. And are there smart people out there that I'll tune in to listen to? Absolutely. But if I have a goal, yeah, this is what it is. You're not gonna be able to do that. A lot of people fail themselves before they even start. A lot of people fail themselves. Oh man, I don't want to do it because maybe they'll say no and I'll get rejected or whatever the fuck it is, bro. I want to start a business, but if I go to the bank, they're gonna tell me no for the loan, and then they don't even do it. I'm talking about anybody, bro.
I know. I'm not trying to call shots, but I get you, bro. That's why I relate to you. You remind me a lot like my trainer. Some tough love. You got to go out and get it. No one's gonna hand it to you, and
no,
you can't just dream about your ambitions. You got to fucking step towards them.
And guess what? You're gonna fail. It's like I hear all these guys on the panel talking about, this girl left me and she whatever, she took it, all this bullshit that because that they don't want to do. Yo, man, life is about fails. That's part of life. You're gonna fail. Shit's not gonna be perfect. It's just part of it. But people, I'm afraid she's gonna cheat on me again, or she's gonna take my money, or whatever the fuck. I hear like, bro, man, life is not perfect.
100%, yeah, and I want to say something without seeming too condescending. Yeah, anything that you want in this life, you can achieve, bro. If you don't have things holding you back, go for it. While you're young, Yayan. Fucking, I know that you want that bread and are money hungry. So you go and achieve your goals. Absolutely have that mindset and never let that go.
It's just crazy, man. There's the shit that bro, man. I'm like, what? No, I'm raising my son to be a savage. You're gonna fucking whatever
you can do a part HLD, but you also need to realize that his friends are gonna have the biggest impression on him. If he's around good friends, he's gonna be you are who your friends are, right? Okay, look at these. You show me who your 5 friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. At a certain point, you at 16 years old were impressionable by your friends. I mean, if you have a strong father figure, that can help. But at a certain point, I don't know.
It again, it comes down to what happens in well, I'm gonna put it in my household. You know what I mean? It's just what happens in my household. I know my son's friends. I know who he talks to. I know who his parents are. I know everything.
Your dad didn't know all of your friends. I know, but your dad didn't know everything about your friends.
Yeah, but my dad was a piece of shit. My dad was not always there. You see, my dad was not. Yeah. I'm just saying, you walked into your way of life. I don't know how your dad was with you. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to make it. But if you're involved in your son's life, yo, man, my son is my best friend. My son, at his young age, is my best friend, and I'm his best friend. And he understands what he looks already at life the way I see it and the way we got to do things. I'm not controlling his life. I'm just saying that he sees the ups and downs of others. He sees the failures of others. Mm-hmm. He sees how they are compared to the way he is. Mm-hmm. Why does he have good grades? Why is he? Because he's got a father that gives a fuck, that's teaching him how to study, that's teaching him all the ins and outs of whatever weaknesses he has so that he can become better. And then when he's better amongst his friends, he sees that. Like, damn, Dad, I've never failed a spelling bee. Like, why is that, son? Because you taught me how to study. Little simple shit like that. Dad, man, people say my handwriting is good. That's perfect. And then I see everybody else's and it looks like chicken shit. Why is that? Because we worked at it, son. And he sees it now. And as he's getting older, Dad, I could speak in front of many people. I'm not afraid. Why not? And I see my classmates, they're afraid. Why is that, son? Because you taught me when I go into a room, I shake everybody's hand. I say, hello, how we doing? What's up, coach?
Dude, everything that you're saying, HLD, it's so crazy that I had to learn all of that by myself. I don't know how I did. I wasn't really taught that. I'm glad when I walk into a room, I have eye contact. You don't know how many times I've been given opportunities by just smiling and making eye contact, shaking hands with someone.
Yes. being different.
But my parents did teach me to greet everybody, though. Like, that's for a fact. I did greet everybody. I got introduced to every uncle and aunt. I shook everybody's hand when we came to a party.
Exactly. See, right now, you know, in the Puerto Rican culture, when you go to a family's house, you go to all the elders, your uncles, aunts, or whoever, anybody who's older, y nosotros le pedimos la bendición. We ask for their blessing. That's the way we're the blessing. Kiss on the cheek, shake on la bendición, tío, la bendición, tía. Dios te bendiga. You go into a room, and if there's 50 uncles and 50 aunts and adults in there, you shake hands with everybody. You say, tú saludas a todos, le pide la bendición, and it's just become and that's how and that's when we go anywhere. He's just like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? He looks at you dead in the eye, and people be shocked. I'm like, man, they're like, well, I mean, that's not by accident. I've been on dates with women who have bad kids. And oh man, my son is this and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that's your fault. What? Yeah, that's your fault. Your son is like that because you allow him to be. It's your fault. Oh, what you trying to say, a bad parent? No, I'm just saying that you're not doing a good job. Simple as that. It's your fault, and it's nobody else's. Since you're putting up movies, that's why there's a quote from that movie Gladiator, man. The failures of my son are failures of mine as a father. And so my son is a reflective of me. And so if I didn't instill in him the tools to be a man, to be the man that he should be, that's my fucking fault. And as simple as that. I'm not saying that you're about decisions in life, but he's going to go out once he's 18 and out, dad is not around. He's going to know what the fuck to do. He's going to at least know the tools.
To fit in and be normal. You are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
Just get up. Move towards that challenge. Whatever.
I love this dude, bro.
I'm gonna be a football player. I'm going to the league. You hating on me. I said I'm not hating on you. But what I hate is that the energy for school and the energy for life, you don't have the same energy for that you got for football and girls. All I'm asking for is the same energy you put in sports. I'm asking for the same thing in terms of your mind.
Dude, I have this belief, man, that we need role models like this, dude. Like, I was a coach, and I was coaching 40 to 60 kids, and I spoke like this. I was taught like this. I had to give it up because I needed to make some more money. And if I could have, if I was clearing like 6 figures, I would have loved to be that person in my community, being the role model. HLD, you don't know this about me, but I opened up a gym in 2020 when I was 25 years old out of desperation. I opened up a boxing gym, essentially. It was a recreational boxing gym for youth and adults, and it was really successful the first year. I was 25 years old, 26, 27. And I learned a lot about everything about being a small business owner. I have so much respect for businesses that stay in business because it's
hard.
So hard.
It
so
is.
Check this out. In doing so, in opening my small business, I had the help of my community. I had parents that would do anything for their kids, so they helped me, and I saw the outpour because I was essentially this coach, a strong role model in their life. And during 2020, during the pandemic, when schools were closed, I had an influx of 80 kids come to my gym, like in the first 2 months of me opening my gym, because there was no exercise, there was no PE. So all these chubby kids were getting fat. So their parents threw their kids at me, and there was no boys and girls club in my small town. And so what I'm trying to say is I was a role model. I was put on a pedestal by my community. I was the coach. I was the boxing coach in town, a small town in the Central Valley with 30,000 people, and everybody knew me. I was born and raised there. I went to high school. Everybody knew me. So I had friends that had kids, adults that I grew up with. Everybody threw their children at me, and I helped my community. I propelled everybody up. I gave them I brought in dietitians to give seminars. I brought in, I did a turkey trot, 4th of July event. I made a small community. Check this out. I'm going to put up a photo here.
Nice, bro.
Look at all those kids.
I love it, bro. It reminds me of my gym, bro. I love it, bro. I love it.
I'm not done. Watch this. Not just kids. Look at this. That's a 40 by 20 foot wrestling mat, son. That's wall pads against the wall right there.
Love it. Love it.
Check this out. I'm not done here. It was a 3,000 square foot. Thank you, Jackie. And I did a lot for my community. Look at this was a 4th of July parade. I put these kids on a float, and this was
man.
This was a 4th of July parade. This was the storefront. The name Junior Soma comes from I'm a junior. So my dad and I have the same name, and I named a gym Junior School of Martial Arts. That's what Soma stands for.
Gotcha.
School of Martial Arts. And it was the coolest thing ever, bro. It was the coolest thing ever. I had 2 age groups. Look at this. All these parents just showed up to my gym, and they gave me so much support, dude. I didn't have to pay a single contractor to help me with plumbing, electrical, and I had sparring days. I got 2 $10,000 sponsorships by local businesses because they saw what I was doing and the impact that I was having in my community. I had people like this. She would edit my videos for free. I used to have an Instagram, and she would edit my videos for free because she loved what I was doing. Here's an example of the adult class.
Mira pa allá.
I had people lose over 100 pounds in my gym.
Funcho.
What's up?
I see your passion. I see your passion in that right there, what you're showing me. And y entiendo that the economic side probably is what got you out of it, because you weren't making probably enough to sustain for yourself. But let me ask you.
I knew that I was making enough to like continue living there in my small hometown,
Right.
and I knew that I wasn't going to like grow out of that. My 20s was going to be spent in my hometown, and I kind of took a step back, and I'm like, do I really want to sacrifice myself? Because I gave up a lot of myself, bro. I gave up a lot of myself to do this. These are adults with mild mental disorders. I partnered with local charities.
Funcho.
What's up?
Let me ask you, were you happy?
I was the happiest, bro. I was the happiest. The fucking most. I was put on a pedestal by my community.
Can you replace that? Can you replace that happiness with money?
I'm glad that I lived this chapter in my life because I learned a lot about myself, and I am a believer that the rent that you pay to live on this earth is a service. A service to others is the rent that you pay to live on this earth. Muhammad Ali said that, and
So-
I believe here that I'm put on this earth to help people, bro. I just need to take care of myself first, HLD, and I'm making this money right now. I'm doing the moves to be that coach again, and I don't know if
Okay.
it'll be at that capacity again, but that's my calling, bro. That's my
Let,
calling.
let me tell you one thing that I learned in life, bro. Ambition can also destroy your life. Too much ambition can stir you away. You change your camera angle from that of what your purpose is, and sometimes God gives you just what you need. It's not what you want; it's what you need. And I know you weren't, like I said, I can understand that, but I don't think I don't think you're happier now than you were then.
It's fine, HLD. I think it's.
I'm not saying you're miserable. I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that. I'm just. Let me make sure I'm putting that in perspective. I'm just saying that I could see el orgullo que tú tienes de lo que hiciste.
¿Cómo se
Y
dice?
yo,
Son etapas, ¿no?
son
Etapas de-
etapas, pero la ambición de la vida te puede descarrilar de tu propósito. Wanting too much than what the God gives you. Porque mira lo que Dios te bendició, bro. You did all of that with nothing, bro.
Nothing. I did this with $9,000 in
Ahí
my bank
está.
account. Son.
Eso fue Dios, bro. Ten fe más en Dios y deja las cosas como estén. Maybe you're not supposed to have $100,000 a year. Maybe not. But you're probably happier than a motherfucker who's making $1 million at that time. Es lo que te quiero decir. You know, so, you know, that's why you heard Bruce Lee say earlier, you got to kill your ambition.
I'm gonna
and
show you
learn
guys.
to
This
die.
will be last. Check this out. I hosted a smoker. This was my first smoker. Look how many people showed
Get
up.
up allá, bro. The proof is in the pudding, Fun Truck. That's all I'm telling you, man.
This was the storefront. I mean, I thought about renaming the gym to Dream Gym because it was my dream. Like, how would I make a gym if I could dream of it any
That name
way?
you had was perfect too. I'm not gonna lie. I like the name that you had, bro. That name is unique, perfect, and it calls attention. I think that's what you should. A lo que tú haces en tu vida, but I could see that that's where you at, bro. And maybe you were supposed to be that guy who's been in that town for 50, 60 years, whatever the fuck it is. And but guess what? You impacted the lives of tens of thousands of others, and that's your purpose. Even though you were making whatever, $500 a week, if that. Maybe that's what God had in plan for you. I'm not saying that that's what you're supposed to strive for, but el valor que tú le pones en esta vida is better.
Oh, there's no regret at all. Like HLD, if anything, I learned that I can open a small business from nothing and make it something. So I'm taking that with me to my next business ventures, and I am going to be that. You just HLD, you're a coach. You know how much you have to give up yourself.
Es mucho, bro.
You have to give up. Yeah, and so it's like I'm questioning when I want to do that again, and I don't think the time is right now.
Well, it all depends on like, again, what are your ambitions?
You know, the best thing to come from that gym, well, not the best thing, because there's many lessons, but one made one is this kid right here, mini me. He's my mini me.
Look at his raps, bro.
That was his first fight. 8 years old, 1 week after turning 8 years old. I got him when he was 5 years old. That was satisfying like a motherfucker. And like this is what it's all about right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch this. I'm telling him to clap your glove together and show him that you're that motherfucker in the ring. And look at my 8-year-old fighter. You see that, HLD?
I see it, bro. Yo veo lo que tú estás haciendo. That's how I am in the gym, bro.
That's how you make a world champion, you know. That's my boy right there.
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to say, Fun Truck, when you were saying like how you know it was your calling to like help people and stuff like that, I felt that because like I was putting a similar program, like you did with those kids, and that's all like always something I wanted to do. And it's this Nipsey Hussle, he said, passing power to your people is nothing realer, and that's something that's always stuck with me. So I think we have similar mindsets, or however you call it, you know,
values 100%. Service to others is the rent that you pay to live on this earth, man. You got to give back to people.
It's gold. It's gold. You know how many single mothers come to the gym? Kids got no fathers, and I take these kids under my wing with basically the same shit I be talking to you guys, you know, just whatever, just motivational shit. and it's beautiful to see them grow. And yeah, parents learn to fucking want to do anything for the program. Look at that. Good for you, man.
This is the fun truck. The back. I was sleeping back here.
Wepa.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it all. Like, try not to take life for granted. This was
Man, I had that same dresser you got back there like 20 years ago, bro. I did, bro. I remember those days.
Yeah, Yayan, thanks for coming on. Kids are so impressionable, right? Like, you can really change kids' life if you just teach them a couple good things, and they can have. The reason why I'm so passionate is because I was taught everything that I would know about boxing and wrestling for free. I didn't have to pay a single dime for any of it.
And I'm gonna be a football player. I'm going to the league. You hating on me. I said, I'm not hating on you. But what I hate is that the energy for school and the energy for life, you don't have the same energy for that you got for football and girls.
Yep.
All I'm asking for is the same energy you put in sports. I'm asking for the same thing in terms of your mind.
Good man is a man who can.
But you got to teach them that.
And who can provide, and who can serve, who can comfort, who can reprimand, who can discipline. Whatever's necessary to make the world a little better because he passed through.
The loud voices of this world are the 99% who don't understand exactly what you have to do. That's why when I speak and you don't understand me, it's probably a good thing, because that probably means I'm in an area of life that you're not in.
It is
Mhm.
astounding how many people
That's
want to
my
be
boy,
spectacular
David
and
Goggins,
also
bro.
to fit in and be normal. You are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
Mm-hmm.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
You ask all my teammates, one thing about Michael Jordan was he never asked me to do something.
Check this out.
Ooh, nice hook. Nice check hook.
This is 2 years ago too, so keep in mind that now he's 10. Watch this. Butch. Fucking.
He did the Sandor Martin on Teal right there. Same shit. Backed up, check hook, he lunged, pop.
Josue, this is my fighter. Isaac Destroyer is his nickname. Did you know Manny Pacquiao's nickname before he became before his rise, he was called the Destroyer? So my kid's in the blue, and the kid's in the reds. He's also a national champion. This is good. These are 8-year-olds, HLD.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
It's just fucking crazy how good they are at 8 years old. Look at their footwork, hand positioning, feints, strong punches. Get in the corner, motherfucker.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
I'll get back to it. You know, we got to make some money and realize that maybe a smaller footprint is better. Like, I don't think I can manage 40 kids. I'd rather do something small, like at 10 to 20 kids.
Hey man, whatever God puts in your path when you do it, man.
Yeah.
He's not gonna put a burden on you that you can't handle if you're doing it right. It's supposed to be for 500 kids. That's what comes through your door. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
You know.
HLD, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go for a workout.
Absolutely, man. I gotta get busy too, man.
Okay, thanks. I'll chat with you later. Happy New Year. If I don't talk to you for the rest of the day, Happy New Year.
Hey man, Happy New Year, man. Blessings to you and your family, hermanito.
Thank you.
Everybody, peace out.
Peace out, everybody on the live stream. Thanks for tuning in.